So Innovation Systems is a group that has been formed from a number of the programs and themes from the previous structure, and a lot of it was around the multidisciplinary aspects of systems research that we were doing in ICRISAT. So it's come together in an innovation systems theme. One of the concepts around innovation systems is that it recognises that we should be primarily concerned with the conditions that create demand for technologies, so the technologies in the end are not the focus, and how that knowledge might be used in bringing about changes in farming systems. And one of the most important parts of innovation systems thinking is around how you bring actors from diverse range of stakeholders within an agricultural system together. So that's not just by talking together as scientists, it's bringing in the private sector, policymakers, other disciplines. The focus of our work in innovation systems is partly about bringing systems analysis to the table. By that I mean computer-based simulation tools that might help us analyse opportunities for interventions and the impact that those interventions might have on the agricultural system. These are examples that we use commonly in ICRISAT and with our partners already. These are climate-based crop management tools such as APSIM or DSAT, household bioeconomic model approaches, so how we understand a household and its labour, capital, cash flow, how we might use whole farm dynamic models to understand how things fit together, value chain models, how we understand where are the points in the value chain that are the primary points for intervention where we might have an impact. And spatial analysis is an increasingly important tool for us. So the theme is structured around 5 areas. An existing area, agribusiness and innovation platform. This is a group that Kiran Sharma has led and founded many years ago. We have the MIP theme, which has been renamed as the MIND theme, Markets, Institutions, Nutrition and Diversity. We're currently recruiting for a theme leader of that. We've got an existing theme that was the crop physiology group that Vincent Valdez has led for a number of years. It's been broadened slightly, and it's now called Systems Analysis for Climate Smart Agriculture, just to be trendy. And as I said just before, monitoring, evaluation, impact and learning is led by Kazitu from Zimbabwe. And we have a new theme, digital agriculture and youth, and we've just had two positions close, and then we're trying to recruit currently. I'll go through each of these fairly quickly. I think many of you know the Agribusiness and Innovation Platform. Its vision is to enhance agricultural development, entrepreneurship, innovation and partnerships. And it's got 3 main sections. One is around agribusiness innovation. So this is about enterprise creation or commercializing new technologies or helping entrepreneurs develop business models. There's another section called Innovation and Partnership, and this is focusing on building collaborative research using the corporate social responsibility money that's available in India, looking at innovation models. And there's a section on Nutri+ knowledge. This is around food safety mainly and product development and value adding. The MIND theme, it takes over the former MIP team and legacy projects such as the VDSA work, the gender studies work, a number of other parts, the policy study work that was done, the impact assessment work that was done. It rebuilds a team more focused on applying some more analytical, so some more quantitative techniques for understanding market-led innovations. So it's trying to bring together this qualitative, those more social focus that was previously, along with some more quantitative focus. So that means understanding households and how impacts of interventions may impact on different parts of the household, how value chains innovation platforms create market-led demand, how climate and market risk affect farmer behaviour, or how insurance may play into that. There's a section on institutions, so trying to understand how institutional learning and how institutions underpin our understanding of or our ability to take on some of these social dilemmas for managing, say, common property resources using collective action. And we have a part in there called nutrition, trying to understand how diet and dietary diversity can be optimized in resource-poor areas, considering risk. Why do we need socioeconomics and biophysical understanding? Because farm households are highly complex. If we breed a crop, where do we actually fit it into that system? And what is the impact on the labour, on the household food security? And this becomes increasingly complex the poorer and the more resource-poor areas that we're looking at. So we use models to try and help understand the cash flow and the dynamics of labour in these systems. And we ran an international training course 2 weeks ago focused on value chains for market-led innovation that was written up in Happenings recently. The next theme, led by Vincent Valdez, is now called SACSA, Systems Analysis for Climate Smart Agriculture. I think many of you in genomics and breeders understand where Vincent's coming from. He's bringing high-level phenotyping and crop physiology to understanding what are the traits and what's driving the expression of those traits in different environments. So it's partly about phenotyping. It's partly about identifying the QTLs and where those traits exist. And then it's partly about using models to try and understand how those traits are expressed in different environments. So he's kind of bringing three things together: this phenotyping, physiology understanding, and the genetic part. The trait dissection is where the genomics really fits in, and the modelling is expanding the possibility to understand where those traits will be deployed. So their group is going very much from basic research right through to applied research, using the phenotyping platforms that you've seen down the front of the site, and increasingly using models to understand where these traits can be deployed. And Vincent will be involved in the rest of the week, the next 2 days' discussions. Within this theme as well, we have a GIS team that are working very much on a number of really interesting, I suppose, spatial analyses about where crop types, crop type mapping, drought mapping, tracking where crops and mandate crops are being used throughout our mandate areas. Here's one example from Murali Guma, where he's been able to create algorithms that recognize certain aspects of crops, hyperspectral signals, or they match it up with NDVI signals to work out when planting time is. And they can use these through remote sensing platforms to understand where the crops are growing. In this case, he's showing the 5 mandate crops that ICRISAT grows, and this is from the 2014-15 season. He's using it to look at rice fallows. Where are the opportunities for bringing pulses and other crops into specific areas where there's rice fallows, where there's opportunity to sustainably intensify these rabi fallows in India. And you can't really see the colours probably, but there's certain areas within that map that are prime areas for targeting. And these tools can be combined with the work of breeders as well and the physiologists. And this is more on the impact assessment, but this is tracking crop expansion. This is one of our mandate crops, chickpea, from the year 2001 through to 2012 and 13. You can actually track where chickpea is growing through that time. And you can see on this map for Andhra Pradesh. I think you can see. So it's expanded greatly. There's a number of metrics around the expansion, and he can track this through time. So these are really useful in impact assessment. Yeah, so that brings us to the monitoring, evaluation, and learning impact assessment theme. It's staffed by Kazitu in Zimbabwe and 2 of his postdocs. We're hoping that it will assist the Institute in using some modern methodologies to monitor projects, particularly these larger ones, these HOPE and USAID projects that have recently been funded. But it's traditionally done more of the impact assessment work. It's tried to manage internal processes of impact assessment, particularly the larger initiatives. We need to document some of our failures as well. It implements recommendations from the governing board on what internal reviews should be undertaken. And as I said, it's up to use spatial analysis also to track NRM interventions, water bodies, crops, rotations, rice fallows, etc. So we're bringing together a number of tools within this theme as well than just the traditional. And the last but not least is the I guess the dream of our DG, the digital agriculture and youth theme. We're recruiting two scientists currently. Now, the concept of digital agriculture is about how it's going to drive innovation in the future and how it might provide opportunities for bringing information, market information, climate information to farmers and the other industries that are around agriculture. So examples currently, there's many examples: delivery of information, downscaling, market, weather, soil information, and bringing specific, context-specific, location-specific advisories, and using smartphones or tablets to deliver that information. There's work around risk management and how it provides intelligence on markets, weather, banking, insurance. There's also business intelligence about how you bring information to a dashboard, how you understand large projects, or if you're a government, how you understand progress. And these are called, I guess, dashboards. We think ICRISAT has a particular role to play in certain areas of digital agriculture. It's more about understanding what information is important and how it might be delivered, and whether it's able to be adopted. So that's one of our focus. It's conducting research on the technical and social dimensions of agriculture. What information will actually lead to practice change. It's also going to support the Institute's efforts to build new partnerships with the private industry. It's also going to oversee the Institute's role as a mediator in knowledge sharing through updated ICT tools, including piloting of virtual educational library and learning programs. And to kick this off, we had a Hack for Farming conference, or 2 days just recently, the week before last, where we had domain experts, so people from ICRISAT and our partners, working together with app developers and software and Microsoft, and they came together and did a competition of who could build the smartest app in 2 days. And we had a judging ceremony, and we found a team that have built an app that connects markets and farmers. And so we're working with T-Hub and a venture capitalist to take that to the next stage. And there was a lot of media coverage throughout India on that idea. Yeah, so that's the program. Thanks.
All right, any questions for Anthony? Yes, Harry.
Since digital agriculture, you tend to take information to the farmer, and the IDC takes the technology to the farmers. Should this be housed as a separate program, or should it be part of the IDC? For more effective delivery of inputs, information, and then learn from this?
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's not about taking information just to farmers. It's a whole range of aspects. So I don't think we're going to see farmers with smartphones only. It's broader than that. So I think our focus isn't just about taking the information to farmers. It's about studying the process of doing that and what information is useful. Certainly, IDC will play a role in part of that. But it's not just Asia, it's across Africa, has huge potential for bringing digital agriculture. And there's examples from West Africa already.
Yeah, I mean, I think the interest about how do we better deliver our information to farmers is going to be relevant to all our regions. But it's just like what I said about seed systems earlier, you still have to learn about how to do that. So Anthony's theme and program is about understanding what the current knowledge is about delivering information from ICT. What can we gather from around the world, and how do we deliver that into the region? So it's an active area of research at the moment. So Anthony and I went to T-Hub yesterday. It was really, this is this incubator building in the city here where they've got a couple of hundred people sitting at desks trying to have startup companies, and they're incubating these new businesses around ICT. It's really quite fascinating. Interesting.